Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for another session of Apple Community Education Initiative Lunch and Learn with 4H. My name is Rodrigo Sanchez Hernandez from Rutgers Cooperative Extension in New Jersey, and today we will be talking about pixel art using the Everyone Can Create curriculum from Apple. So first, I want to show you where we're going to get the content from. Um, so what we're going to be learning about today can be found here in the community education forum. So this is part of the Everyone Can Create new activity set. And the ones that we're selecting from are for students ages grades 8 through 12. So the one that we're working on today is this very first one, create pixel art. So when you click on it, you can share the activity, which will give you a link to this activity, and you can also download the template. The template uses numbers. So I'm going to put that link on the chat so that if you want to follow along, you're more than welcome to. If you want to download it onto your iPad. And so what we're going to do with this is we're going to create art like we see here on the screen, just using different colors, one color per cell. Now, this concept is not necessarily new. There are a lot of examples that you can find online on how to do pixel art. What is interesting about this is that it combines this concept of pixelating art with working with numbers. Now, this would be a really good introductory lesson if you are trying to get students to really learn about numbers, to work with the iPad so that they can learn how to configure cells, how they can change cells, or even just how to navigate around the numbers interface while doing something fun and something that can be easy. Now, this can also be a really good time for you to talk to your young people about numbers of pixels and how more pixels can create a clearer image and how less pixels can create those images that we call pixelated, right? And so as technology improves, as our screens and resolutions improve, we are getting better and better images, and that is because we are getting more and more pixels. However, that also means that we're using more and more memory, so there are pros and cons to everything, right? So this is just an example of some of what we will be creating today. So today I will be taking you through the numbers interface so that you can see what that looks like on the iPad. We'll create a quick little picture, and then I'll show you how to configure some cells, how to add different colors and things like that. All right, so I'm now going to share my iPad. So essentially what I'm going to do here is, so from the pixels, from this from this screen, I'm just going to download the template. And if I were doing this on the iPad, it would download directly onto the iPad, which is where we're going to go next. Okay, great. So now here I have my iPad, and when I downloaded that, I'm able to open it in my Numbers app. So here I have my Create Pixel Art already in Numbers. So when you do that, though, it'll appear like this. And so this is what's going to open up. And in order to get started, we have to go right up here on the top right and hit edit so that we can actually start. So by editing right here, this first tab is just the introduction, right? So this is telling us a little bit about what this activity will be. It's telling us a little bit about some of the things that we can do within numbers. And then it also has a helpful link so that if we need a little bit of help with numbers, we can also go in there and get some answers. And then if you go into the second tab right here, pixel art, it gives you this screen. So this screen is already preloaded with the conditional formatting on each one of the cells that are on the screen. So let me zoom in a little bit, and I want you to note that it also gives you down here the key. So 1 is red, 2 is orange, 3 is yellow, and so forth onto 9 being black. And the whole point is that whenever we go onto each one of these individual cells and we type in one of these numbers, that cell will change colors. For example, if I go here and I type in 1, this cell is now red. And then I can go down and type in 5, and that cell is now a light blue. Can go over here, type in not 0, 9, and this cell is now black. And so now this is what our students can do, is create one of those images that I showed you a little bit ago, one of those examples, right? Just using the colors. And you can allow them to do this in a way that is free, in a way that they can just um, in a way that they can just roam around here and start with different colors, or they can get inspiration from something that they find online, or they could even draft something really quick on freeform, for example, right? And then translate that into a pixel color, into a pixel image here. So I have an example of one that I made. This is a little Pikachu, right? And as you can see, most of the screen is yellow with just a few different colors here. And now this didn't take me very long, but that is also because I was able to use some shortcuts that I'm going to show you now. And then I'll show you a few shortcuts. I will show you how to get different tabs, and then I will also show you how to add different colors. So going back here, let me just get rid of all of these colors. And the first thing that I want to show you is how to get a different tab up here. So this whole tab is the original one, the original that comes with the template. So what if I want several students to use the same device, right? Because maybe this is part of a station. So um, so what if I want to have another tab? So we can go up here. Um, and do new sheet. So I'm going to do a new sheet right here. Maybe. Okay, here we go. And now I'm going to select this little circle right there. And I'm just going to hit delete. So now I have a blank sheet. And what I want to do is I'm going to go back to pixel art, and I want to have this exact same layout in sheet 2. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to select that same circle that I did earlier, and I'm just going to hit copy. And now going back to sheet 2, I'm just going to tap on it and select paste. And now I have that exact same template that came originally with the template onto this sheet. And and if you notice, you can start typing in the numbers, and the conditional formatting is already there. So you could have as many different tabs here as you would have different students or stations, however you want to configure this. All right, so we know how to add different sheets now. Another thing that we would like to do is maybe add more colors. Right now, we only have 9 colors, right? We only have the 9 colors that are down here. But what if I want to add like a navy blue, right? That would be something that I might want to add depending on my design. So what I want to do now is I'm going to go to the top leftmost cell and select it and just tap on it. And now I'm going to go up here to the edit brush. So I'm going to go there, and I have different options: table, cell, format, arrange. I'm going to go on cell. And now if you notice here, there is conditional highlighting right there. So this is where I can add, I can remove, or I can change different colors. Changing different colors would be pretty simple. Let's say that I don't want one to be red anymore. I want one to be the navy blue. So I can just tap on the red, and then here under cell fill, I can go and choose any one of these colors or do the wheel. I said I wanted navy blue. Maybe that navy blue is good. Go back, hit done. And now if I were to type one here, oh, I'm sorry, on that one cell, and did not come out how I wanted it to. So let's go back. Uh, Equal to conditioning. And then I want a fill, right? Okay. And that should do it. The problem is that now if I go onto another one, that condition hasn't been put on all the other cells. So what I can do is I can go back to the original cell that I edited and then select the entire grid. And now I can go back to the brush and I can hit this option right here, combine rules. And now if you notice, this rule number one will be the same on all these cells. So now I can have that same rule apply to all of them. Or I could go back to changing this rule right here to being the one that we wanted, that we had originally. And I can do that same thing by going back and clearing all rules. So that's how we can do that. That's how we can add different rules. So let me go back over here. Um, and the last thing that I want to show you is how to make it such that you don't have to do one cell at a time. So let's say that I want my entire screen here to be red, right? It's going to take me a very long time to fill up my entire screen red. So what I can do is I can come here, type in the number one and just copy it. And the way I copy on an, we can just tap on this, tap on the cell, and then on your keyboard, you can do Command C. And now what you can do is you can highlight, you can select the range that you want. So in our case, we want to make the entire grid red. And now you can just paste it using Command V. Hmm. So, hmm. I am sorry, everyone, I'm having a bit of a technical issue here. So, yeah, okay. So we're highlighting the entire grid and then we're just hitting paste. And now we have the same color that we had copied. And then I can do the same, right? So I have red, my red grid here, and maybe I want to add a few clouds, or maybe I want to add some contrasting colors, like maybe along over here. So I think, right, maybe some green. So four, and I can do the same thing that I did earlier by just selecting the range that I want and then making it a different color. Um, and then your students can have the freedom to continue to draw as they want. And now they can also change the different colors. They could add a different color, and you can make sure that you have enough tabs so that if you have a different number of students working with you on that day, you can make sure everyone has their own sheet so that they can draw on this. And I would suggest this being kind of like a warm up if it's a day where you're going to use numbers or if it's just a filler activity. I feel like once they get the hang of just putting in the numbers, right? This activity can be done really, really fast. Um, you could also scale it such that not everyone has to use the entire grid, so it's a little bit shorter. Um, and then we can also talk about, making the pictures more pixelated so that the pictures are a little bit clearer. So once again, today we went through the pixel art curriculum from Everyone Can Create. And we went over how to download it, where to find it, where to find it, how to download it, and then how to get different tabs on our sheets, how to change the formatting, and then also how to copy and paste so that we don't have to go cell by cell when we're doing this project.